Marlo, thanks for joining me today. It's good to see you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And I'm so excited to be able to talk about this collaboration between Think Tank and AHA Process. So we'll give a little explanation, but I do hope that as we continue to talk about outcomes, that people understand how strong this can be in a community. I'm there. So, give me just a little bit of an introduction to yourself and to Think Tank so that we kind of understand where you are coming from.
Sure. So my name is Marlo Fox. I'm the executive director and co-founder of Think Tank. And Think Tank actually officially this month is 18 years old. And so we originally founded to equip organizations to address poverty more effectively. And actually, our origin story is very connected with Bridges Out of Poverty. Early on, we had received that training and facilitated that training in our community. And for myself, I worked in direct practice with individuals that were navigating poverty. My background's in workforce development. And learning about the Bridges Out of Poverty material and that whole framework for understanding poverty and engaging effectively with families navigating poverty was really pivotal for me in my understanding, not only in my professional work, but also in my personal life and people that were in my family and in my community that I knew were being touched by poverty. And so it's been a wonderful privilege to be able to partner directly with Bridges as we, as an equipping organization, began to work with a variety of groups across the country that were looking at relationally based approaches to address poverty and the root causes of poverty. We recognized that a tool that could be very powerful was a poverty simulation. And so we had the great privilege to partner with folks in the Southwest Ohio region who shared their personal stories navigating poverty so that we could create the cost of poverty experience. And so that experience has now touched 100,000 people across the US. And with it, we've had the great privilege of reconnecting with AHA Process and the Bridges Out of Poverty work and found that this immersive training, the cost of poverty experience, which actually gives individuals an opportunity to directly step in the shoes of families navigating poverty through a simulated month, is a way to really have that up close experience of the human impact of poverty and the lived realities at this individual level, the family level, and the community and systems level. And so as people get that experience, and then are exposed to the Bridges framework, it can be incredibly powerful to just have an eye-opening experience and be equipped to be much more effective at partnering with people to actually fully navigate their way out of poverty and to make their communities be communities where all people can thrive.
Yes. Yes. And, it's been a couple of years since we started our collaboration together because we had a client that kept saying, I need to put this together in my community. Mm-hmm. And so it was an aha moment for us to say, hey, we know Think Tank can do this. And so being able to reach out has been wonderful. And just knowing that when we have individual communities that are saying, how do we do this together? That we've made it pretty easy as far as how to contract and get the days. But I know that what I love is hearing the stories of people who come through a COPE that may be like leaders in their community. And when they go through that experience, they understand. And that, there's crazy stories about trying to survive, even in a COPE experience and things that people find themselves doing. So how real can it get for an individual that may not understand what it is to survive as an under-resourced individual?
Yes, exactly. And I know I referenced even my own experience with the Bridges material and learning about even the hidden rules that we all utilize to survive in the various worlds that we're a part of. And so that's a perfect example of the pairing is that I think, when you take the hidden rules quiz or you begin to understand that a little bit more, And then you are able to embody or inhabit a story of someone that's navigating poverty. Those things just come to life. And as you said, just it's a new lens that leaders have as they're thinking about allocating resources and designing programs and practices to be able to fight poverty or issues related to poverty.
Yeah. And we found too that a client could come to us and say they want to do a COPE in the morning and an abbreviated Bridges Out of Poverty workshop in the afternoon, which we can arrange. Others are saying, hey, we will do COPE on one day and then a full day of Bridges Out of Poverty workshop the next, just to give those that are participating more time to really think about the information that they're receiving. So it's adjustable, I guess you would say. And all we need really with the client is the times, and then we can coordinate with you, Marlo, or others at Think Tank, because I know that you have trainers. I've met some. We have some here in my community. So talk a little bit about who comes out to lead those COPEs.
Right. Yeah. And to your point, Lynn, I think one of our collective objectives is to make things easy for you and wanting to host, like Lynn, you referenced a single day or a 2-day training, so that really your job is pulling your team together or your community together. And our job together is to be able to take that opportunity to really catalyze your community and enhance not only their knowledge and understanding, but their commitment and their urgency around addressing poverty in very meaningful ways and partnering with people in their community that are living the realities of poverty to address things in their own context in ways that can lead to transformation. And so with that, we work with, as you referenced, Lynn, a wide variety of groups. So sometimes it may be a school that is looking for a high impact professional development day. And when we've had opportunity to partner in that way, I know we've gotten comments such as, this has been the most powerful professional development day I've ever experienced. It may be a coalition, maybe it's a housing coalition or a coalition that's working on food insecurity. It may be a nonprofit organization or a government group. Really a wide array. We know that poverty touches every major institution in our society, healthcare certainly, and many institutions are recognizing that there sometimes are barriers to develop trust or to develop partnerships in ways that can be transformative. And so again, this is a really great in many ways, plug and play experience for you that's going to catalyze not only knowledge, understanding, alignment, but also action.
Thanks. Yeah. And as you said, we try and make it easy. So if someone's interested, they either can reach out to me at AHA Process, or they can reach out to Think Tank. And either way, they can start the process of bringing this to their community. So we, as we said, it's a collaboration. It's been wonderful. And I know that there will be others that are going to be contacting us and saying, we're ready. We have people in our community that will volunteer during a COPE to, play different roles and help with getting set up and those things. And then we know that they'll invite individuals for the Bridges Out of Poverty workshop. That really helps to change that thinking especially when the two are coming together and understanding, so that there's a different conversation in a community around the information that people are understanding differently. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And Lynn, just if I might add, maybe you have a smaller team. Maybe it's a group of 30 that have come together all the way up to a group of 100, that we can be very flexible to accommodate a wide range of groups.
Good. And not only in person, correct? We can do it
Yes. And so,
virtually.
COVID, one opportunity it gave us was the opportunity to lean in and grow and think imaginatively about how we can be flexible and reach more people. And so, both Bridges Out of Poverty and the Cost of Poverty experience can be offered virtually as well. And again, in those contexts, can be very flexible to accommodate a wide variety of sizes of groups. Also, the advantage to that as well is groups that may be dispersed across a whole region or across several states, as we've got the flexibility to pull them together virtually in that way.
Got it. Thanks. Yeah, our goal really is to change the way people think and behave and plan in a community. And so bringing these two together does it beautifully.